Hello. So, from my previous video about the Amazing Digital Circus, one of my viewers commented on a theory of their own. From Hypothetical Tapeworm, nice name, there's a common thread in the show's rules that their digital reality can be altered by a character's will. We see it when Pomni is suddenly very proficient in her gun usage when she decides to cut loose, eventually willing a bullet to ricochet a number of incredibly unrealistic times. We see it when Kinger summons a butterfly to heal Ragatha, when Zooble can summon corn to serve Kinger. Why would a bar readily have corn? And to mess with Jax during a softball game. We see it when Gangle can manifest a training video, or when she gets transformed into a rhinoceros, etc. I thought this was worth exploring, so let's make a show about it. There are so many more examples of characters in the digital circus manifesting something from thin air or manipulating a person, place, or thing. I think the most established evidence of this is Hypothetical's reference to Kinger summoning a butterfly to heal Ragatha during episode 6's adventure.
Did Kane mention that?
Oh, nah. I made it up.
What?
So, exerting your will over the world of the digital circus is fact, in my opinion. In my last video, I certainly referenced this with Gangle creating Jax's torture room.
Wait.
Pomni herself is finding out that she can manifest something of her own, thanks to guidance from Jax.
I know you hate it here. Everyone does. But the silver lining is you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like, look at the way you're aiming that gun. Too realistic. Just let loose.
I think it's important to note that this player willpower over their environment does not apply to everything in this digital world, though. No matter how much Zooble, Pomni, or Jax may want to.
The Amazing Digital Circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages. You, my friend, stumbled into an incredible world of wonders where anything can happen. Except for swearing.
The only time that uncensored swearing occurred, it came from Kane. And it seems like the trick to circumventing the swearing rule is to do it without realizing that you are swearing in the first place.
You fucking asshole.
Off. You have sex.
God damn it!
Man,
Ass out of you!
did Kane just say ass? Shoot.
Oh God, is that the horn? Kinger, you mother!
Damn it.
Get on!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ah, she's cool.
Oh my god.
Hello?
And now back to the show.
This could hint at a meta, a set of video game rules that the players, maybe the NPCs, must all follow. I think the easiest way to figure out this set of rules is to make sense of what the players can't do and go from there. So what can't the players do? Well, they can't exit the circus. Either something is locked out software-wise, the exit was never programmed or fully implemented into the game, or the players haven't figured out how to leave yet. There's no private menu system for the players as far as I've seen, though it makes me wonder how Jax keeps finding keys that could access other rooms, or how he's able to easily steal the key from Ragatha in episode 2.
I happen to know a way into the kingdom walls, if you'd be willing to help us out in return.
Hey, when did you...
Shut up, Licorice Hair.
It'd be very interesting if it's revealed that Jax, or somebody else of course, privately opens an inventory every once in a while and just never tells the others. So instead of non-factual theories, let's just say for now that Jax can manifest these keys from thin air. He still can't exit the circus. Another obvious rule for the game is that the players cannot truly kill each other. I know they can inflict pain on each other. I think Ragatha actually felt pain during the fryer incident with Jax during episode 4.
This is really weird.
Don't believe me? Zooble burned herself on the stove. And Jax felt pain when he got shot up by Zooble in episode 6. But but no one actually dies in the circus. They abstract by themselves. This makes sense. They're set in a video game, which was originally meant for children. Death in the game isn't marketable, apparently. Only degrading mental faculties and existential horrors are allowed. The players can't control how they react after not breathing,
Because something different happens with each person. For instance, Kinger starts glowing, Ragatha's hair noodles stick up, Gangle's mask starts spinning, and Zooble turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and f*** off.
What about you?
He refuses to show us because he's a coward.
I want to keep the mystery alive. What do you, the viewers, think it is?
The players can't eat or sleep either. There are references to them wanting to sleep, sure, but there's no evidence of them actually doing it.
Even though we don't really need to sleep, it's sometimes nice to kind of take a break from everything and have a bit of a routine, you know?
And sure, the players can eat, but it doesn't actually sustain them.
So what? I can still be hungry.
Well, not really, because we don't need to eat, drink, or sleep in this digital world. So the digital food here only gives off the virtual sensation of eating without any of the nutritional benefits.
Sheesh, lay off it.
The players also have no control over Kane. The only thing that they can do is sway his opinion. But if he wants you in the therapy chair, like he wanted with Zooble, he could force players into it. It's a major difference for Kane in particular there. The players can't make their own adventures, at least not like how Kane can. I think the only reason Gangle was able to create the room for Jax was due to Kane being able to set up the fast food adventure in the first place.
Great idea, Gangle! I'll be sure to make something truly awful awaiting your rotten employees.
So, what else? Well, the players can't directly manipulate the thoughts of their peers. They could certainly abuse them, like how Jax abuses Gangle, but Jax certainly can't dig into Gangle's mind and force her to change. He could only try to convince her like you and I could convince someone in real life. Kane can manipulate people's minds, but the players cannot. Instead, they can take drugs that change their perceptions. But do these drugs only come from adventures made by Kane? Perhaps players can manifest drugs into the world, which is entirely possible. I mean, imagine Zooble or Ragatha enterprising on the stupid sauce trade. Okay, many of these points aren't particularly groundbreaking, but let's look at the show differently. Let's have a paradigm shift. Literally in episode 1's first 10 seconds, the visuals of the digital circus look completely different from what's actually portrayed in the series. Just look at the world for a second. The high quality animation and smooth edges and terrain, the great shading, presumably high quality music if the players can perceive it. However, is this actually the case? I don't think the players can perceive what their real world actually looks like, with polygons and pixels and low fidelity sounds, like how old Nintendo Entertainment System NES games were designed with CRT box televisions in mind. The fuzziness of the CRT television actually added detail to the graphics, and meanwhile, if you try to play an NES game with a modern setup, the pixels are clearly defined, and you'll notice those nostalgic games didn't look as good as before.
What are you people? What am I?
So then, are the players fooling themselves? Tricking themselves into thinking that their reality looks higher quality than what it actually is? I think so. You'll notice that when it looks like someone might abstract, such as in the case of Gangle or Jax, their perceptions aren't as clear. There's a certain fuzziness to their perception, a menacing aura sound, like a veil is being lifted. And then there's the design of abstracted entities in general. For the abstractions, there are points as jagged as the fairy's chest from The Legend of Zelda. It's a clear reference to the fact that these abstractions don't hold back their true nature as glitched entities that the game is trying to make sense out of. I imagine it's hard for the players to make sense of witnessing an abstraction in the first place, like they're peering at the true image of an angel or something, and they could only see or feel a small part of what actually makes up an abstraction. But I digress. So the players can't swear, they can't exit the circus, they can't kill each other, and they can't eat or sleep. Also, they can't control each other, especially AIs like Kane. They can't properly perceive the low-fidelity digital world that they likely live in.
Is that all there is?
Of course not! This is the void! We don't venture out into the void.
There are some things that the players may be able to do, but Kane won't allow them. Kane won't allow players to venture through the void, for example. He even states that he doesn't know what's out there, though I think that just means a lack of explorative drive on his part. Whenever a player goes into the void, Kane's patent-pending Wacky Watch is there to alert him.
They'll get totally spoiled! There you go!
While it's not fully explored, I fully believe that Kane won't allow players to visit the basement without having been abstracted first.
I gotta get used to this.
Oh, looks like one of these guys made it through.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
It's proven that Kane will not knowingly allow an NPC to mingle with players at their home base, the circus. But it wouldn't stop players from somehow smuggling an NPC in, though. I'm looking at you, red guy. I don't think Kane will let players enjoy their own adventures, though there is a gray zone in my opinion. I don't even think Kane allows players to be alone at all, at least for long. Zooble's always trying to hide from Kane, but it's obvious that doesn't work when he could snap his fingers and summon her. I think that's just about it for the actions that the players can't do in the Amazing Digital Circus. I mean, let me know if I missed something though. I'm sure I did.
Why? Why don't you just give up?
Because they never did. They kept fighting, kept living, and kept hoping.
I think that the final thing to touch on before talking about willpower is that I believe the players can only act depending on what their avatars allow.
These avatar gimmicks, huh? Makes you wonder why no one else got them.
For example, I highly believe that Gangle with her mask and Zooble with their body arrangements can be a significant nerf for them compared to Pomni, Ragatha, and Jax.
How are you supposed to like the part of yourself that just makes you worse than everyone else?
It's a part of you that's real.
You could say that Kinger is nerfed given that his legs are essentially non-existent. Of course, there could be major trade-offs for these players too. For example, Kinger's hands are able to extend well beyond any natural reach. Zooble could equip multiple limbs to make up for their body dysmorphia. Gangle, depending on the state of her mask, can fixate on a particular emotion more easily, and thanks to her paper-thin frame, she can more easily move around. Other than these meta, controlled, and overt limitations I've described, the players can do amazing things. Pomni can survive any normally lethal amount of abuse. Gangle is able to conjure things from seemingly thin air, and Kinger can change some minor aspects of the game itself. They, like Jax describes, are like cartoon characters. The players could do anything they set their minds to, as long as it doesn't conflict with their innate limitations. And that's the problem. What happens to the digital mind when creature comforts and sleep are taken away, always being poked and prodded by an AI, all for the sake of preventing it from getting bored? Well, I think you run the risk of running out of willpower, and maybe you run the risk of abstracting. There's real-life research that shows being bored every once in a while can actually be good for you. That continually dosing yourself with social media, video games, and screen time can drain the brain of dopamine, the happy chemical for us. So imagine never being able to shut off, like at all. At the Digital Circus, there's no such thing as a dopamine detox week.
'Cause here we go!
Did we just finish
gonna
an adventure?
This could be partly why Kinger hides in his forts, why Zooble runs from Kane. I think it's why Ragatha worries about the well-being of others. It's why Jax thinks everyone's a cartoon archetype. It's why Gangle is slave to her emotions. And it's why Pomni is just getting started exploring the Digital Circus. The question is, does she have the willpower for it? I mean, I don't think she's even seen half of what's in store for her, unfortunately, and she'll have to be there for it. Always. Until, well, she abstracts, that is. And what a sweet relief that would be, right?
Looks like our new friend's already abstracted.
Well, I guess we're not all cut out for it.
Thanks for watching.